So there's one more question. It seems like a very important interview question. The difference between LR abort and Lrexit. This seems to be again a popular interview question, so let me create a script for this difference between LR abort and Lrexit. So let me close this previous script. I wouldn't need this script anymore, so let me take that away. Again, what are we discussing right now? So the difference between two LR functions, very popular LR functions, LR underscore abort and LR underscore exit. So again, this question was asked to me by one of my very dear student, Mahesh. Is it Mahesh? Just let me check. Madhu from Nellore. It's not Mahesh, sorry, it's Madhu from Nellore. So he has asked me this question again, LR abort versus Lrexit. What is the difference? And seems to be a very important interview question. Not only from Madhu, the other people who have asked these questions as well. So let me answer this. So again, let's create a couple of, let's create a script and visually we see what is the difference between both of them. And let's try to put all the differences together. Okay, so for this, what I would need is I would need a couple of actions. So let me call this as a first action, and let me create a couple of more actions. Second action. And let's create a third action as well, so that we can be absolutely clear. Okay. So that we are 100% clear as to where our script is. Let's do an LR output message, and here we'll say we are in action 1 or we are in first action. Okay, so this goes in the double quotes. And if you are in the second action, so let's output that, and we are saying that we are in the second action. So this will be second. And similarly, and if you are there on the third action, so we'll print out accordingly that you are there on the third action. And if you are in the user end, we'll print accordingly saying that you are in the user end. End action. Okay, so just that we know where we are when we are executing, we are printing out this message. And now over here in the first action, I'll call this function called LR underscore abort. Make sure the color changes so that you have typed the LR abort correctly. And as per the syntax, I have the closing braces and the opening braces. So let's go ahead and execute and see what happens visually with our eyes. I'll do a step by step. User init got executed, then my LR output message. So you see we are in the first action, so it has executed line number 6. Now on the line number 8 you have LR abort. So let me execute that. There you go. The execution has stopped now. It's aborted. Okay, not a big deal. You wanted it to be aborted and it got aborted, but you pay a little bit of attention into output replay log. So here is your starting iteration. Then it has started the first action and it has printed out what's there in we are in the first action. So it has printed out this line and it has executed the LR abort. So this is why it is saying that abort was called from the action, okay, and ending the user. But you have to notice that after it has aborted, There is second action which it didn't executed. There is third action which is didn't executed. How can we be absolutely sure? If the second action was executed, it would have outputted this message, we are in the second action. And if you would have executed the third action, it would have outputted this message, we are in the third action, into this output replay log. Since we are not seeing this LR output messages of the second and third action, so definitely the second action and third action is not executed. But what's interesting is this vuser end.c, it has started this action called vuser end, and obviously in the vuser end we have outputted this message, we are in the vuser end. So that's what is been outputted over here. So whatever is there in the vuser end is been executed, and then it has ended. So whenever you call the LR abort, what we can notice is all the subsequent actions, or what we can confirm is all the subsequent actions will not be executed, but however the user end will be executed before the user will be stopped. Okay, so the first one is the subsequent actions will not be executed, but however the user end will be executed. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, if you go back and look at the replay summary, what is that you have noticed here? It doesn't say it's a pass or a fail or anything. It says the script is aborted. Okay, on the VUGen, if you notice this replay summary, it says the script is aborted. It doesn't say the script is passed or failed. Okay, now I'm curious what happens if I upload the script into the controller and run it. What exactly happens to the users? So I have this, I've opened this controller. Okay, so let me upload the script onto the controller. What is the script? Difference between LR abort and LR execute. So I've uploaded that script into the controller. I'm running it with 10 users. Okay, let it be with that, and I'm going to use the local host as an LG. So let's go ahead and run this, and I wanted to see what would happen to the virtual users. Okay, so the interesting thing is these virtual users too have started now. Okay, the two users have started, which is apparent from this line, and as soon as it goes over here, now the other two users will start. Okay, so now the other two users will start. So what is happening to these users? So they are not going into the pass or a failed status, they are going into the stop status. Okay, so you see these 4 users have executed, these 6 are about to be, okay, now the 6 users have executed and already in the stop status. There are 4 users which are down, which are about to start, which is apparent from here as well. I wanted to see what has exactly happened with the virtual user 1. So you can click on the virtual user 1 and look at the log. Okay, I didn't enable the log, so not an issue. So we'll stop the execution, we'll enable the log and see what exactly happened with the users. So let me go back here. Okay, so let me go to the details. Okay, right click, go to the details, and here in the runtime settings we'll go to the log and we'll enable the standard log. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the test again. Just in time log messages send only when the error occurs. Oh, I have the only the and when the error occurs. Okay, so sorry guys, I have to go back again and enable only when the error occurs. I need to change that. So let me go to the details, let me go to the runtime settings and enable the logging, or always send the messages. Okay, so I've enabled the extended log, but I should have enabled the this one as well. So let me go ahead and run the test again. Now let's go ahead and look at what happened in the log. So this is the log of the first user. This is the log of the first user. Okay, so why I'm calling it as a log of the first user? Because I clicked on the first user and then I'm looking at the log. Okay, so as you can see here, it has started the first iteration, it went to the first action and it has printed out that message, we are in the first action. Then the LR abort has started, then it went to the user end, and then it has printed out we are we are in the user end action. So this is what you have put in the script, then it has ended the user. But when you execute the same from the VUGen, it says that the script aborted. But when you execute the same script from the controller, okay, so actually it is going to the stopped status. It is going to the stopped status, and you can clearly see that it has executed the first action, it has skipped the second and third action, it went to the user end and executed that, and then it is going to the stopped action. Okay, ideally it is supposed to run for so long. Each user is supposed to run for probably 5 minutes, but are they executing for 5 minutes? They are supposed to be in the run status, but since you call the LR-abort, these users are not there in the run status for the next 10 minutes, the next 5 minutes. They're going to the stop mode, they're stopping, they're not executing anything, and they're going into the stopped status. They're going to the stopped status. So this is the most important thing that you need to know when you're talking about LR-abort. So when you're talking about LR-abort, the point is when you have the scripts uploaded into the controller, the script will be executed, the subsequent actions will not be executed. It will execute the user end, and immediately it will go into the stop status. It will not execute the next iteration at all. All the users will go to the stop status. It will not execute the next subsequent iterations, even though however long you are running the test for. Okay, so it is going to the stop status. This is the most important thing you need to remember. When you put that into the controller, it goes to the stop status. When you execute that from the VUGen, it just says script aborted. Okay, now in the same script, now we're gonna call, instead of LR-abort, I'll use LRexit. Okay, LRexit. I'm not gonna spend too much time over here in the LRexit. I'll create a completely new video just for the Lrexit, because Lrexit, explaining just Lrexit might take half an hour to 40 minutes. So here I'm going to use a very simple Lrexit. So let's go get the help on the Lrexit. I pressed F1. As you can see, the Lrexit, the usage, you can clearly see the usage over here. It takes 2 arguments. One is the continuation option as one argument, exit status as an other argument. So first let's look at the exit statuses. The valid exit status is whether it's an LR pass or fail or auto. Okay, as a programmer you can choose one of them. Okay, and continuation option, there are a lot of continuation options. There are 6 of them. I wouldn't say a lot of them, there are 6 of them. As you can see here, let me say full view, plain view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Depending upon what you want, you can choose one of them. I'm not going to explain all the 6 of them. So I'm going to explain the first one, which is Lrexit user. Lrexit user, what it will do, exit without any condition and go directly to the end action. So that's what LR-abort will do as well. That's what the LR-abort will do as well. So let's go to the Lrexit. So let's use the first continuation option, Lrexit user. You can use the second one as well. You see, Lrexit action and continue, which means that it will just exit that action. It will execute the second and third action and the user end. Here it will not execute the second and third action. It will go to the user end. So I'm going to use this one. So this one you can try it yourself and play around, see what it will happen. Okay. So this is the first argument, and then what is the second argument? The exit status. The second argument is the exit status. So what are the valid exit status? LR pass. I'll say LR pass. Okay, you can put LR fail or LR auto. Okay, make sure this is in this color. Okay, so now let's see what happens. First we'll execute from the VUGen and see what happens. Then we'll go execute it from the controller and see what happens. And you can clearly see the difference between the LR-abort and LR-exit. Okay, so let me do the step-by-step execution from the VUGen. So it has executed the line number 6. That's exactly what happened with the LR-abort as well. Yes. Now the first difference is here, the script it is showing as pass. Why it is showing as pass? Because in the script programmatically you said you wanted it to be pass. Had you said LR fail, here it will show as LR fail. Okay, but now I'll say LR, I'll leave it as LR pass itself, or LR auto, you leave it to the VUGen itself whether it's a pass or a fail. So if you say LR fail, had you said LR fail, now if you execute this, so you see it will show as the script has failed. Okay, so for now, just for the discussion purposes, I'll leave this as pass because I like pass. I wanted to see everything a tick mark, not an into mark. So the script is passed. Okay, so now as a programmer, you decide when you call this Lrexit whether you wanted to exit with a pass status or a fail status, depending upon how the program is and at what situation it is and where you are calling this Lrexit. Okay, typically a lot of people when they're exiting, they exit with a fail status. Okay, even though over here I'm showing it as a pass, typically most of the programmer when they wanted to exit from the code, usually they will exit it marking it as a fail. Okay, so but here I'm marking it as a pass and exiting it, but you decide as a programmer whether you wanted to exit as a pass or a fail depending upon where you are using this Lrexit and how you are using this Lrexit. So either ways, whatever you're using it, but one thing you need to remember is once it has executed, it didn't execute second action. Okay, because you called this Lrexit in the first action, it didn't execute this second action which is apparent from this log, it didn't execute this third action which is apparent from the log, but it has executed the user end. As you can see over here, we are in the user end action. You double click on this, it is going to this piece of code, so definitely it has executed the user end. So whatever has happened with LR abort, same thing is happening with Lrexit as well. It didn't execute the second action, it didn't execute the third action, but it has executed the LR user end. Why? Because you have said Lrexit user. Had you used Lrexit main Lrexit iteration and continue, so it would have executed this iteration, Lrexit action and continue, it would have executed exited this action and it will continue to the second action and third action and the user end. So you can programmatically control how you wanted to continue in the script by using Lrexit. But LR abort is dumb. You don't have any arguments. It just, you cannot play around. There is no flexibility at all with LR abort. But with Lrexit, there is a lot of flexibility. In case instead of saying Lrexit user, had you used Lrexit action and continue, Lrexit action and continue, had you used Lrexit action and continue, you can visually see with your own eyes. Let me add this LR output messages here just to make sure that it is not executing this. Let me call this as print 2 and let me call this as print 3 and let me call this as print 1. Now visually you can see what would happen here. It will do this print 1 and here you are calling this exit. So it will exit this action, so it won't print out these two values. Then it will go to the second action because you said Lrexit this action and then continue in the next action. So you can visually see it with your own eyes. Okay, so as you can see here, it has printed the first print, but it didn't do print 2 and print 3, but it went to the second action and it is printing out the second action and it will go to the third action and printing out the third action. So there is much more flexibility when you use the Lrexit, but there is no flexibility when you use the LR abort. Okay. But in the controller, either it will exit as a pass or whatever you call it, it will put that users into that particular thing. Okay, so let me call this as Lrexit user itself. Lrexit user itself. Let me get that first continuation option, so that I wanted to upload this into the controller and show you what would happen. Okay, So Lrexit user. Okay, now I'll upload this, I'll save this. Okay, it's been already uploaded, the script is already uploaded. Okay, so all I have to do is refresh the script. How do I refresh the script? Go to right click on details and refresh the runtime settings and refresh the script. Okay, and here in the runtime settings, what I would do is in the log always send the messages. Wow. Okay, wonderful. Save. Now that I have made some changes, I'll go to the details, I'll refresh the script and I'll refresh the runtime settings. Okay, visually I wanted to see the runtime settings once more. Okay, so let me have this extended log enabled. Saved. Okay, so don't save it, I don't want to save it, but I wanted to see the script once. Okay, so I can see the script from right click here and see the script. Just wanted to see that, you know, Lrexit is there, not Lrabort. So it has refreshed properly or not. I wanted to see, yeah, Lrexit is there. Wonderful. So the script has been refreshed properly. So let me go ahead and run this script again. You see, now the first thing is these two users which are uploaded, which have started, they're supposed to run for the next 5 minutes or 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes. But they're not running immediately, they're stopping. But the good thing is they're going into the pass status. They're going into the pass status. They are not running as long as they are intended to. They have stopped. They have stopped with the pass status because you have called the Lrexit. Okay. Had you said not Lrexit user, had you used Lrexit action and continue, these users would have continued running. These users would have continued running for the next 7 minutes. But what you notice is, since in the script you said LR pass, now all the users are stopping the execution of the script and going into the pass status. Had you said fail, they would have went into the fail status. But with the LR abort, they go into the stopped status, which you have seen. So this is the major difference. What are the difference to put the things together? Okay, put the things together quickly. Okay, with LR abort, no flexibility. Okay, no flexibility. Flexibility. Okay, there is no flexibility. It will not execute the subsequent actions. In our case, second action and third action, it will execute the end action. And when you go to the controller, it will go to the users will be stopped. Users will be stopped with status stop. Okay, so I mean the status stop. Okay, so it will be with the status stopped. Okay, so it will, all the users will go to the stop and they will stop. Okay, so this is the major things that you need to remember, and this is when you run it from the controller. But had you run it from the VUGen, it will say the script aborted. Okay, the script aborted. But when you are using Lrexit, there is a lot of flexibility. Okay, there is a lot of flexibility. Okay, and the users in the controller, the users will be stopped with the status either pass or a fail. Either with the status pass or a fail. Okay, from the controller, the users will be stopped with either pass or fail, depending upon what you have given it in the script. And when you run it from the VUGen, script, instead of saying aborted, it will say pass or a fail. It will say pass or a fail. Okay, and there is a lot more flexibility over here, guys. There is not more flexibility in Lrexit, as in how you want it to use. There are something called continuation options, and how you wanted to use those continuation options, you know, depending upon what is the need of in your program and all that, you can select one of the continuation options. So I hope this video has helped you. Okay, so and this just has helped you as well. So what will happen when you run it from the VUGen, what will happen when you run it from the controller, and in general when it comes to the flexibility, what it is. Okay, hope you have enjoyed this video, and again Madhu, I hope this video helps you from Nellore. And also, as I just wanted to mention, I have started a new course for SAPGUI protocol. Anybody is interested, you can WhatsApp me on 801-995-2425. 801-995-2427. Thank you guys. You can WhatsApp me for that SAP GUI new course. See you in the next video. Thank you.